Hello there, I'm Jessica. Welcome to my channel and today's Journal With Me video. I have my Chic Sparrow Traveler's Notebook and I'm going to pull out one of my inserts that I like to journal in. I use this one for positive quotes, positive affirmations, anything inspirational that I like to look back on. This might actually be my last time using this notebook as I am going to transition into a different notebook here soon. Also, what I am pulling out is my new A5 Cascading Traveler's Notebook by Chic Sparrow. I have a bunch of papers in here, vintage to non-vintage that I may pull from. And here is my snap binder that I am using and calling my ephemera organizer. I'm using the sleeves to hold all of my little goodies I like to use while doing this journaling process. And in the back there I have some scrapbook pieces of paper that I had previously ripped from and figured I could use again. So I'm gonna grab there first and then come back to the binder later. I've got my basic supplies, glue stick, and a bone folder. And I'm just going to look through those scrapbook pieces of paper to decide what I'd like to use to start off with as a base. And actually, what I decided to put down first is a super old newspaper that I found in my grandparents' garage. It was from the early 30s. It had naturally colored, that super dark brown you could see there, and at first I really didn't want to rip up that newspaper, but then I didn't want to be a hoarder either, so I'm using a glue stick. It's super messy. This one was so soft, as you can see. I had to trade it out, but I am using something I don't care to glue on because I like to get all around the edges so that I make sure that the paper really sticks. And once I put down the piece of paper, I also like to use a bone folder so that I smooth it out all around the edges, really make sure that thing stays and doesn't peel up on me because that would just be really sad. So now I'm trading out the glue stick for a little better one here and moving on to the scrapbook piece of paper. I am not any neater here though because I get really close to the edges. And I really like this scrapbook piece of paper because it reminded me of a collage or something, you know, already vintage papers. As you can see, it kind of has that layered look of different papers, so I put that one on top. And then I find this little tiny bit and I pull out my Distress ink by Tim Holtz. And I use the dauber to go all around the edges there. Add that Distress ink. I love it. It gives it more dimension, makes it kind of pop. And whatever is remaining on the dauber, I'm adding to the scrapbook paper from where I ripped it because I left a little bit of white paper, so I'm kind of shading that in there. And I'm going to use that Distress ink quite a bit today in the video. And I'm now looking for a little place to layer that last little bit. And then pulling back out my binder here, I am gonna start pulling out any bits and pieces that catch my eye today. I have no theme in mind. I'm just going with the flow, which is what I love about this process, and my goal for 2020 is to throw perfectionism out the window and just enjoy the process. So sometimes I may come up with a theme, but I don't have one this week. I'm just grabbing whatever I like. So I'm pulling from all the different things I have, which is a big mix. Tickets, stamps, Tim Holtz little pieces, washi stickers, sticker flakes, things I have fussy cutted myself. Yeah, there's a bunch of goodies in here. I had this snap binder in my closet for like 2 years. I swear, I think it has to be about 2 years. And it was one of the little starter sets, so it had all the sleeves in it and even some scrapbook pieces of paper, and it's meant to be used as a memory keeper. In fact, I've used a different brand by Ali Edwards for December Daily just this past December, and I really enjoyed it, but I wasn't getting myself to do the memory keeping project with this binder, and I really needed something to organize all my pieces and ephemeras, so I thought about it and thought, I love the different pocket configuration. I betcha this would be super helpful. So I just went ahead and organized my stuff this way. And please tell me what you use to organize all your goodies in the comments. I would love to know, because I'm sure there's a lot of different methods, but this is what I'm doing now. This is what I have to do, and it's working fine, so I'm happy with it. Now that I have a pile going, I could go ahead and work on the decoration and the other side. And as I mentioned, I didn't have a theme, but I definitely had a quote that I picked ahead of time that resonated with me this week, because I kind of had a rough time this week. To be honest, it ended up being a really good thing, something that I'm taking as a learning experience. Honestly, the weight has been lifted off my shoulders and I'm feeling much better anyways, realizing that it was meant to be. But real quick story time. For those of you who maybe you did, maybe you didn't know, let me just tell you. Okay, I got hired at a part-time job at the beginning of 2020 this year, and I applied in December, and they said they would get back to me. They did, and I was really excited about this job. Now, I didn't necessarily need the job. I wanted the job. The little extra money was nice, but it was more of just getting out of the house and having this job, which was going to be a little, more of a creative kind of job, and it was just perfect with location, hours, schedule. I thought that I could make some friends there. There was a lot of women working there, and I was so excited about it. I also maybe was a little bit naive. I figured that I could pretty much get along with anybody just by being kind. I was always taught to be kind. Kill them with kindness. Even turn the other cheek. And I'm not shy, so I'm talkative. If somebody talks to me, I am willing to have a conversation and answer questions. And I would always greet people when I would come through the door. Unfortunately, my hopes were kind of crushed. This was a very toxic environment. This place needs a lot of work. Everybody is like on a power trip there. Maybe not everybody, but most everybody. And yes, it quickly became a super stressful environment for me. I noticed a lot of gossiping, a lot of name calling, snickering and laughing behind people's backs, and I don't know if I was seen as a threat or weak, but I became a target. And on a daily basis, I would have multiple women come up to me, nitpick me, tell me what I'm doing is wrong, or just, just whatever they felt like getting at me for. And it was getting to be a lot. I know there's some growing pains when you're new, but a line had been crossed into being rude and even bullying, and I was going home so stressed and upset. I prayed about it, I meditated about it, I spoke to family members about it. They said, maybe it's time that you stick up for yourself. So right about the 2-month mark, I went and I talked to the owner, and I told her how I was feeling and what was basically going on. But I had also asked her not to talk to anybody. I said, I don't think that it's going to help me if you go reprimand anybody, so let's keep this to ourselves. And that's exactly what she did. She didn't do anything. No changes were made, of course, and I asked that. So, what did I expect? So one day, there was a situation that came up where this girl came up to me and she tried putting blame on me for something that I did not do. It wasn't even my department. And I said, you know, here's my opportunity to stick up for myself. I had to tell her I don't appreciate the way that you are approaching me, and in fact I think you have the wrong person. I have nothing to do with this situation. And I had to tell her, you know what, she started to get upset and snappy real quick. So I had to say, excuse me, I come in every day happy to work, and I work really hard, and I don't appreciate the way you are speaking to me. And she just continued to escalate. She was screaming and I couldn't get a word in, so I walked out and I ended up coming back with a letter of resignation. And when I did that, oh boy, did I feel, like I said, a weight lifted off my shoulders, and that's when I knew I had made the right choice. And like I said, it was a blessing that I did not need this job. I wanted it, so I was able to walk away. And I'm just taking it as a learning experience and learning to forgive and forget. So I don't know. That's my little story time. It, like I said, just let it go. And boy, I feel so excited now for my freedom and being open to other opportunities. That what's in the past is in the past. So maybe some of you guys can relate to that story. I'm writing out the quote and I zoomed in, so I hope that you guys could see. What I chose this week is, when we create harmony in our minds and hearts, we will find it in our lives. The inner creates the outer, always. So I am really focusing on creating harmony in my mind and heart so that I can find it inside and out. And I'm really excited for the time change coming up here this next Sunday. I love the sunshine. I'm looking forward to sports season, baseball coming up soon. And I'm really doing well. I hope you are too. I'm finishing off with some washi tape here. And then I get out some more supplies. So that's my quote. I hope you like it. This is my Paul Rubens set of watercolors. I love this set because it is iridescent. A lot of them are metallic or have some glitter, some sheen, some shine to it. And I'm going to choose the coppery gold shades to add some more accent to my page. I really wanted to go all out. So I'm just putting these little circles, different size circles, little dots, polka dots, in the white spaces of the page, using 3 different colors: that coppery shade, the darker gold, and then the more yellow shade of gold. And I am no expert when it comes to watercolor, but I love to try it. I love trying every kind of art medium there is out there. And so therefore I am no expert at any of them. I just love to do them all. So maybe one day I'll be an expert. But yes, just having a little fun there, adding the little extra bits, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed the process. I'm showing you that it catches the shine, the shimmer of the watercolor there. Hopefully you could see it. And I'm using the leftover gold on my paintbrush to go around my quote, the word always. And that is my finished product for this week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did. I love hearing from you guys. And I also appreciate each and every subscriber. You guys are my friends. Until next time, I wish you a beautiful day. Bye-bye, my friends.